few people that like it has to do with the guild. Like a lot of these are pugs, and the pugs are the ones that I just kind of will cut off unless we know for sure that they are interested. Okay, all right. Everybody's giving me pushback here. So yes, apparently we want to get this tracking done.
I mean, I keep a video every week, so like, and we have logs and everything. So once someone's willing to do the work of actually paying attention.
Yeah, it'll just have to be done at the end of. It's bi-weekly essentially, right? Because you got to see if one person shows up one day on a Tuesday, they didn't show up Sunday. Cool, they showed up, they stay. Next week, if they show up on a Tuesday, it's literally you have to do a check every week, and we can do that. It's just a pain in the dick, but not really that pain in the dick. Yeah, just make a spreadsheet. All right, so the agreement officers are all yelling at me to be smart, and you know that I have a problem with that. So, thank you. We'll be smart. So you make.
What about patterns and other craft stuff?
That shit, just as it's always been, it's kind of at the discretion of the raid leader or the master looter. We try to get patterns out to people. Like right now, Ears is getting all of our leatherworking stuff. He's got most of it. He's got rep.
For those who might have heard him cut off, he has the reputation. Because that's some cut off at the end of the
thorium rep. Sorry.
Yep, the thorium rep.
So yeah, that stuff is up to the discretion of the master looter. It's not something we're gonna fight about. I'm literally just gonna do what I think is best.
ZG, it comes out this month. Are we going to have like separate list or like two groups? Do we have any plans at all?
So basically, we talked about this. We're gonna look at ZG as if it's like an Ubers. We pick it up if we want to, or we don't. I'm not going to make a big thing of it or make a day of it. We already raid 3 nights a week, kind of, right now. And ZG, I think, is going to be very easy to form up. And
we progress 2 nights and we have an off night for MC raid. That's what 3 nights a week are.
Yeah, so we do right now Tuesday and Sunday, and then Fridays we have our pug night, or MC and other shit. That can easily turn into a ZG night, but ZG, from what I'm looking at it, is not going to be like top priority for event scheduling and all that shit. I'd say we use Discord like we have been for Ubers, like got an Ubers night tonight, sign up, let me know if you want to come, that kind of shit. I love that stuff. That shows that you guys are kind of, you know, got the gumption, willing to put stuff together. But it's 20 men and it resets every 3 days, right? So you can literally run this multiple times a week. It's not a big deal. I don't think we should. Huh?
There'll probably be a lot of pugs for it too.
Sure.
I don't know if we're looking at ZG the way we're supposed to look at ZG. Well, ZG was meant to be a catch-up raid, you know? Like, the amount of time it's going to take for people to get geared up for Blackwing Lair, right? By going through Molten Core, it takes a lot less if we focus down on ZG to get them geared up.
If we have a large influx of new characters, that could be helpful, but that's gonna be something we're gonna like dynamically choose to do so as a guild.
Yeah, like you said, it may or may not eventually replace the Friday night, but for now,
sure,
we're gonna pick up the groups.
But like I said, there's gonna be a lot. I mean, you see how many pug MCs there are, like people picking up. There's gonna be even more Z.
Well, you got to think, if we have 2 ZG raids with the amount of people that we are able to field, you know, so it's like, how do we fit? It's hard to make everybody happy in a 40-man with a 20-man. Like, we can't. And I just don't want to put the pressure on us to try to get every fucking person in there. Like, I'm going to try to run it, but I'm not going to maybe lose my mind about it on one of our main nights, you know. Friday's a possibility. I haven't even looked at the loot table, so if it looks like it's better than what MC provides, let's fucking just...
Not all of it is. Some of it is either equal or worse. It just depends on the class and the item.
And we could be flexible, like MC one week, fucking ZG the next week. As a guild, you know, I don't know. just the size of it, my brain is saying this is not that important for like us to focus our schedule around it. You know, we obviously people play during the week. We can just get shit to go. And you guys are running Ubers.
Sesame?
Yeah.
May I say something?
Yeah.
The clear and concise message that Sesame is trying to get through is that ZG, we consider it a pug raid in terms of your dedication to the guild. So you need to save your lockout for Blackwing Lair for progression, because that's what we're progressing on. But you can feel free to pug ZG, and if we ourselves run our own pug, it's going to be on an off night. So don't feel any pressure, like ZG is something that is part of the rotation. Do it at your own leisure and get yourself geared up as you need.
Yep. And we may decide to have a night, like we said. That is to be determined. So we'll see how it goes. We're definitely going to be doing CG. Just we're not making a
Yeah.
night for it. That's all it is.
Yeah, there's people going to BWL who don't belong in there. So that's another point. So that's moving on to the expectations for raid. We are hitting a point where we're trying to push harder and harder bosses. We need decent gear. We need to be bringing consumables, and we need to be knowing the strats. Like, we're pretty chill. We've been a very laid-back guild. I want to continue that mindset, but it is becoming very, very expensive to provide flasks and consumables and elixirs and all this shit for everyone. So we really have to kind of put it on you guys to bring your own stuff. So I basically want us just kind of put it out there that we do have an expectation that you bring consumables, that you bring food, that you bring elixirs and potions to maintain yourself in these raids. Just because, like, realistically, we have to kind of make it work. I'm not going to take people who can't, you know, like, meet a DPS check for certain fights, or I'm not going to take people that just keep fucking around or go AFK consistently. And it's just, there's 40 of you guys, you know that. We're going to always take what's best for the raid, even in our very chill, laid back atmosphere. Like, and I just wanted everybody to kind of understand, you know, say you get sat on a fight, or say you get, I mean, that's pretty much, that's the last case scenario, is that you get sat on a fight because we need to bring somebody else in. This isn't like personal. This is never going to be personal. Yeah, we're going to do whatever it takes to get a boss down. That's what comes first. People's feelings, people's like ideas about loot and ideas about what they deserve and whatever the fuck, like that shit, I don't even know. Read the guild rules. We don't even play like that. We're here to kill bosses. If you don't feel like you're getting the loot that you want, or if you feel like you're being skewed in some way, you can always talk to me, talk to our officers if you feel like you're being treated unfairly. But we will always try to do what's best for the raid. And my biggest suggestion is bring your consumables and be ready for these fights, and you won't have a problem. Some of you who are kind of chilling and just not coming prepared and just not, like, you know, just kind of killing our time, and we probably will be sad. We still love you. Don't want to hurt your feelings, but we're trying to kill bosses. And we're still kind of short. We're still recruiting, so we're not really at the point where we can be turning many people away. I know, I'm so poor too, man. I'm so fucking poor. So just like enough to do like repairs and maybe 10 elixirs of the mongoose and some food. That's literally all I can afford every week. And that's because I'm lazy and I don't farm and whatever. So that's just one thing I wanted to point on for people who are looking at... Huh?
Sorry, I was going to say that kind of brings you to the next point if you want to go there. Provide what we can provide and what we can't provide.
Right. So Uig and some of the other officers were trying to bring up an idea for raising some gold. An idea is to kind of provide flasks for people and shit like that. Right now, tanks definitely need flasks. It's very helpful. It would be really awesome if we can get healers to have flasks and DPS to have flasks. But that shit is literally like 2,000 gold a night or more. Oh, and yeah, way more, because 40 people. I don't even want to think about it. How can I tell if I'm on thin ice with the guild? If we've already spoken to you. If you've not been like put in a corner for any reason, you literally have nothing to worry about. But just please bring consumables and shit. Be ready for the raids and stuff.
You know,
People who are in the hot seat know who they are. They're probably not even here. I don't think they're even here. Anyways, so Hewick, do you want to help me explain what the fuck you guys want to do? You're talking about. I'm just gonna let you go. Hewick, go.
All right. So a thought that we were having is we will set up an alt that will be responsible for kind of collecting materials. So if you have dreamfoil or mountain sage or one of the major herbs that goes into the flasks, you can sell that to the guild, and we're looking at like 75-80% of market value. Um, and then for those wanting flasks, they can buy them at like, so if we sell them, at 80% or whatever it was. I think that's basically what we did on last night. So, I sold mine at about 80% market value. That's what would be going to the guild instead. So I would sell my herbs to the guild bank. The guild bank would then have Allah make the flasks, and then you would buy the flasks from the guild at a better profit. It's basically a zero profit buying and selling. That way you're getting gold as the individual for having spent the time going out and doing the collecting, but the guildies are not having to freak out about, oh my god, it's 85 gold for a single flask of supreme power. It's 60 or 65 gold, significantly cheaper, to bring the costs down. Why should we be paying the auction house prices when we have people that don't mind doing it, that can do it other ways?
and to add to that, it incentivizes you to keep it all within the guild, which gives us a lot more resources to work with every raid night. Within the budgeted prices, it saves us a lot of time and effort because more people providing means more things to be provided. All right.
We can come up with that. One of the discussions was to create a channel where we kind of make a post of saying this is what we're looking for and this is the prices that we're paying, to have that available. And it'll also have the thing where it'll say this is what we're selling the flasks at. So you can go to the channel and you can look at it, and there you go. You see, we'll post it in Discord. These are the prices we're paying for Black Lotus. This is the price we're paying for Dreamfoil, for Ice Cap, for whatever. And then this is the price that we're selling those specific flasks.
Can the guild bank sustain that? Like, definitely.
Well,
that's the idea. I mean, we'd like to at least try.
It's better
Think of
than
it this.
us.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mine is quick. It's better than us having what we used to do before, which is not recently, but even before recently, where we used to literally just farm, a few people farm as much as they can for the guild bank, and then every week try to just hand them out. Like, that was not sustainable. This at least has some kind of recycling going on competitively.
And overall, it's better for the guild because we're asking you that these are now mandatory consumables that you have to purchase it. So you can either purchase it at a high markup from the auction house or purchase it at slightly cheaper from the guild, and then you're still getting what the guild requires you. The money is staying within the guild, and the money that you're using to purchase those consumables is going directly to the people who are turning around and farming for us anyway. So nobody's broke. Everybody's got enough to do what they need to do.
right. Like I said, the goal is to keep it as close to zero sum before it's all said done. So there'll be some startup gold that would be required to get it going until the transactions start rolling through. But like I said, if I sell 120 gold worth of herbs to the guild bank, the guild bank's going to recoup that by selling 120 gold worth of flask on the other end. So the money in the guild bank will stay the same, but I'll get money back for having spent my time farming, and you're going to wind up with a flask you need.
Less cheaper.
Right. You're going to save, so it works out better on both ends.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about, does the auction house have one? I didn't get to buy one earlier, There's a good chance we're gonna have.
quick question concerning black lotuses. This is Phelan. Uh, I'm just wondering, have we tried like organizing our herbalists for like a black lotus drive for like 1 or 2 days a week?
We have a lot of people on during the day.
We've kind of been
I've
doing a
seen
little bit
people
of
been
that,
doing that.
but we haven't done like a full raid group of people.
Well, no, because I figured out that if I had like maybe 2 more people with me when I'm farming for black lotuses, like we can basically lock down a zone with like 3 people minimum, 4 people, like great. Like we can lock down a zone or two and just farm all the black lotuses just for the guild for like the next couple of hours.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Yeah, you and I did that for a little bit the other day. We were just running around Silithus.
Yeah.
So
And
another thing I don't
it-
want to happen. Sorry, I'm sneezing. Excuse me, Corona. Is people to get burnt out because they're the only ones farming. Like I don't care so much about flasks as much as I care about people having elixirs and like health pots and shit and food. The flasks are very fucking expensive. I'm just looking at this in my own perspective. I am not going to be farming fucking flasks because I ain't got time or interest to be doing so. Not saying that they won't help. They will probably help us quite a bit, but they're very expensive. I think this drive to get people to kind of put in herbs to the guild bank is a better way for us to not get burnt out, especially some of our crafters like Allah. You do a lot of fucking crafting.
Work.
Yeah, and I'm
It's
totally
work,
fine
dude.
with that. It doesn't bother me at all because I've had several people just sending me herbs and fish, and it's really helped.
Yeah, but the problem is you disappear tomorrow because something happens to you, buddy, and you know.
True. I mean, we have other alchemists in the guild. We do.
My alt
It's a step
can
up.
make basically everything but major mana and the greater arcane.
Yeah.
I will get that greater arcane one day.
Try.
I want to say, if you're buying like the mats from the guild and it is for a reduced price, you're not going to be paying 90 gold for a flask. I'm talking from a mage perspective, so you can correct me if this is wrong for other classes. But if you can flask for the night rather than buy, I don't know, 20 arcane elixir stacks, because you use those, they're perishable. They go away when you die, and it's progression, so dying is a big possibility. If you invested in one flask for the night instead of any elixirs, that's equatable to me, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? It's either you get the elixirs or you get the flask. You don't need to have both. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
So if I can chime in on that, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm given a flask of Titans, which I really appreciate, by the way, and it does help. It helped us kill Fire Maw. But on top of that, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm using 13 other consumables.
Right, but I feel like that's a tank thing. Is that for everybody?
That's
Like
a big
healers?
thing.
It's a tank thing.
Yeah,
Sadly, a tank thing.
yeah.
And that's something that we've talked about as well, is kind of helping supply our tanks since they are the ones who have probably the most expensive job.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So, can
But
I chime in next?
yeah.
Because I was going to type it out, but I couldn't figure out how to get it my words out. So, like, I farm elemental fire. I send those over. I send a full 2 stacks, 20, and I ask for half back. Give the other half to the tanks. And then I now started sending stone scale eels. So, I mean, I'm just trying to help the tanks any way I can because I know Lily's problem. So, I mean, we have how many people that fish? How many? I know not people want to sell stuff, but like, contributing half of what you get just to help a tank, wouldn't that be beneficial?
Well, here's the thing, though. Now you're contributing as much as you want and being compensated for that, so you don't worry about you having these expenses. Then even if you wanted to, because I know like Lily's your husband, you can give him some of that money if he wants to, and he can turn around and use it to buy these same consumables. He's using all of these consumables, right? If he has to buy those consumables on the auction house, it is still infinitely cheaper to do so from the guild. It's going to be done at a discount. And if that money is cycling through because you are donating the materials for crafting, then you are given money. You give that money to him. He turns around, comes to the guild, and uses it to buy those consumables that would be cheaper. Eventually, you get to keep some of that cash that's going through, and it helps to like mitigate some of the repair costs and things like that. It all
But
feeds into each other.
yeah, but sometimes I just send the stuff because I want it made. I don't expect to
No,
get
no,
gold in
like
return.
that's fine. If you want to donate stuff to the guild, to the cause, you got, that's perfectly acceptable. Nobody's saying stop. All we're saying is if Black Lotuses, for example, sell for about 50 gold. Right now, they're 70 gold. If we lock the price at 50 gold and guildies would put it on the auction house anyway, and we'd have to buy it from the auction house at 70 gold, why don't we buy it at 50 gold? Everybody wins.
Nature, we don't have a list yet, but we can do that if people are wanting it.
This for what?
He's asking if there's a list for the expected consumables. We can come. I don't know that necessarily having an expected list, but a maybe recommended list might be something we can get posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
All we need
healers,
to.
it'll basically just be mana potions and food and runes if you can, because so far healers don't get consumables until next patch.
You can also get the ones from Falwed, the demon rune. So either dark rune or
Yep,
demon.
demonic runes. I was
Tech
farming some
rune.
of those earlier today.
Yeah, we're not min maxing you at all. Like, we're not trying to.
Mm-mm.
We're not doing that. We're just literally saying, be prepared. Bring your own elixir, your own food buff, and if it's the wrong one, then
Even
fuck it.
if
I'll take
they're
it.
lower tier, yeah, like I take cheap shit sometimes because I'm fucking broke, but at least I'm adding a bit of a bonus to myself
Yeah.
and trying to contribute more than just, being naked. Oh,
No
naked,
one here is
speaking of.
saying you have to flask and then turn around and go farm all of the like stat buffs from the blasted lands and then turn around and have to get every single major like raid buff that goes out, then log your character off for 3 days, then come back in, make sure you have 5 stacks of every single type of potion just in case something happens. It's everything within reason. If you don't have a mana bar, have some health pots on you, have a food buff, and have some kind of throughput buff. If you are a mana user, also have mana potions. If you're a tank, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just come prepared for the
It's
work to
and
be
that's just
done. That's
something
all.
this is culminating from just, selling all of our BOEs and then turning it into flasks and then giving everybody flasks and giving everybody greater fire protection potions and giving everybody arcane stuff and all the food, and like slowly we ran out of gold. So now we're kind of like, okay, we got no more gold, so let's see what we can do here. And I'm selling BOEs and shit, but realistically, it's expensive to raid 40 man. This shit ain't fucking retail, bro. I learned this quick. This shit is expensive.
And the fact is, it's just gonna get less and less expensive, like Molten Core did. When Molten Core started, I used to like freak out in Elixir for everything. You're gonna outgear it eventually. It's progression. While we're progressing, we need to give it our all, not pieces of our all, the whole thing. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, and the whole idea behind the guild doing it is, it's not so that I go out or any of the other herbalists go out and make a shit ton of money. It's I have two options. I can sell all my shit on the auction house and I can hoard the gold for myself, and then I'm
Honest.
prepared, but I'm leaving 39 other people without what I've collected, or I can sell it to the guild at a lower price. I'm still making gold. It's gold I wouldn't have had otherwise, because if I sat on this shit, then I sat on it. But now I'm giving it to the opportunity that the guild can get this at a price that's reasonable for somebody like a Sesam who doesn't like to farm and is perpetually broke. It might now be in his price range that he can do that. Now he has a flask where he hasn't normally had one, and his DPS comes up, and we progress that next boss. It's trading more financially doable at some of those higher levels.
And okay,
How you do? I can do a quick insert here, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, sir.
If anyone like has, or maybe they buy their own herbalisms for the guild, or they have herbalism and they don't have a good alchemist, you can send it to Vigilance or Aethrin. My alts, like I can make almost every potion that you can think of to need. Feel free, I don't mind. Send me mail to my warrior or my.
Same here. If you send mail to my paladin Eritrea, I will make you whatever you send me.
And we
I do it
will
to
add that,
Bayo and Lily all the time.
and we will add that in to the Discord channel so that everybody knows where everything is, what they have available, and
Yep. So that'll be, yeah, that's our next step, is just organizing what we'll have for sale and for buy, and we'll get that squared away.
Okay, just a quick clarification. All right. Okay, so let's say I farm up like a whole bunch of mongoose mats for mongoose elixirs, right? And I want some made for me, but I want to sell some to the guild so that the other hunters are able to afford it at a cheaper price. Is that what is that what it's going to
yeah,
be?
yeah, basically.
Also,
Hello.
we were discussing having a channel, like we said, where people can post things that they need, right? So if you need something and you're a guildie, like I don't use my herbalism very often, I hate using it. But if I'm doing nothing and I see people need dream foil, I might now be incentivized to get up and go get some dream foil for some guildies, which helps them, and I get some cash to buy potions with. Get what I'm saying? So you can use your skills to the benefit of the guild and yourself.
Yeah, it's also helpful. For example, I need dream foil for my flask, but while I farm it, I get a lot of other herbs that I don't need, and it will be helpful to know if you need it, like for other flasks or potions. That way we can trade instead of me like selling it on auction house and buying dream foil that I need.
Yep.
So we had another question about official guild alchemist, guild enchanter, guild armorsmith. Right now, Allah on Eritrea is our alchemist. Enchanters are Uig and who the fuck is the other one?
Spell and Briarus.
Briarus. Okay, Briarus and Spell
like,
too.
Briarus is not like the official guild enchanter, but he has a recipe that the other two don't. And Spell has a recipe that Uig doesn't. Uig is working on making sure he has as many recipes as possible.
Wait, I'm not an enchanter. My
That's what you.
alt is not.
I thought your but I knew your alt had one or two that I don't. I'm working on getting most of them. There's a few that I don't have yet. Like I think you've got Crusader, right?
No, my enchanting is like 97.
Who has it then? Is it
Lexi?
I thought it was you.
I have
Lexi.
tailoring
Lexi.
my
It's Lexi.
Yeah,
It's
not
Lexi.
me.
I remember. Okay, so there you go. Lexi has a couple that I don't, as I filled.
Honor Druid.
Yes.
And Melfina. So, like, the short answer is for enchanting, like, Uig is technically officially the guild enchanter, though you might have to go to other enchanters for a specific one. I know that Shanus is the armor for the guild, and I know that Ears is our leather worker, and then Allah is our official alchemist. However, there are other guild members that can also provide things, such as Vigi has an alt that can make flasks. There's a couple of other people who might have a flask or two or major mana potion recipe that you can go to if you need the alchemy. And there is no official engineer, although there's a couple of engineers in the guild that have recipes, such as Sesam has the scope. If you need that one.
Do we have official tailor?
I do. It's right. I can do it.
Technically, I have revered with Thorium Brotherhood on my priest as well, so I do have all those, but I'm far from the guild tailor because we have so many tailors. But for fire resist, I have all the recipes.
Yeah, Allah and I have some of the older recipes for tailoring, but
yeah,
that's about all I know about tailoring in the guild.
However, if that's a position or something that you're interested in, that's something that you can discuss with the officers. We can broach that subject. But basically, we like to make sure that at least within the officer corps, we have everything so you can come to us if you need something.
And quick note on that. Actually, it was something I was going to bring up. For those who are new and those who are maybe just didn't know, currently, if you look at your raid tab, all of the people who have assist or are lead are the guild leaders and guild officers. So if you want to know who we are, you just look in the raid frames and you will see.
Oh, good job, buddy.
Or open up your guild tab, press the little
That
player
too.
status arrow button, and you can get an idea who are who. So Watcher and Arc, Assessment Arc are the GMs. Oracles and Night Guards are officers. Everything below that, Dragoons are raiders. Blades are members. Allies are alts. And Initiates are all trial people. It's for all newbies that don't know the hierarchy. But guess what, guys? Guess what? It's all listed in the code. So for new people, Cecilis just joined. I just gave you Discord privileges. I don't think anybody's missing
Oh, welcome, Silas.
any of the privileges. But guys, take a minute to read the code. If you are brand new, even if you have never read it before.
Heals. She's not here.
But yeah, please follow the rules, guys, because that's going to be defining kind of issues that we come across with people. You know, if we ever, by any fucking crazy reason, we have to kick somebody out of the guild, or if we have to, you know, reprimand you for any reason, it's all going to be based on the stuff that's listed in the code in Discord. It's the very top channel in Discord. But moving on to my last topic is, where am I? Oh, it's just, wait, was that the last topic? Where am I?
In the village.
So we talked about the code. So really, it was just about etiquette for voice. You guys know me, all of you who have fucking raided with me since the beginning. You know I'm a crazy ass bitch. You know I like to take over comms, keep it light, keep it tight, all that shit. But we tend to get really fucking noisy on voice comms. We tend to talk over each other. And we got to try and cut that out a little bit just so it's not so many voices at once. I know it drains my brain, definitely. So we're going to try and keep that a little tighter. Obviously, if you got something to say that's pertinent to a fight, pertinent to a raid, you can try and call it out. But honestly, everything should be in raid chat if it's not pertinent to the raid, or if we're doing trash, if we're fucking fighting a boss, we really should be chill. If we're not fighting anything and we're just fucking around, talk. Enjoy yourselves. Don't be belligerent. Don't be, if your mic sucks, I'm looking at you, Minnie. If your mic sucks, you can't talk anymore. You're just not allowed. Buy a nice mic. Be a pleasant voice in our ears. Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
This doesn't mean you can't joke. It just means you gotta joke in raid chat.
Or buy a better.
You can type it. If you have a suggestion, wait till we're not fighting something and type it out. No, we can read it.
Hey, Sesam, as you see, Shireen is talking about designated talkers during the fight.
Yep.
Do you want to?
Yeah, that's something we can agree on. And it really has nothing to do with anything but the sound of your voice. I need calm, peaceful, chill sounding Zen guru type people to be leading and talking. People
like
who lose their shit. Yeah, Yugi's got he's got that deep voice. Arc, when he's not being an asshole, he's got a good raid lead voice. But yeah, that's something we're gonna try and push. Is raid leads, please, guys, shush, please shush, please shush. We say it 3 times. I'm gonna start muting people, just to keep it clear, just to keep it calm, and that's really it. I know we all want to talk, but too fucking bad. There's 40 people in there, and that's it, guys. That's really all I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to welcome all the newbies, and I wanted to spend like a half an hour. We've gone a little over since I and kind of break things down. We're gonna evaluate this whole, or we're gonna give you guys a channel to work with for the profession stuff. Basically, shut the fuck up in comms. Bring consumables. Doesn't have to be flasks, but bring food, bring elixirs. Don't be lazy. And
Ask in advance. If you know you're gonna need something for Tuesday, let us know on, Saturday, Sunday.
I mean, I'm always on Monday and typically Tuesday as well. So just hit me up if you need flasks or elixirs or potions made, and I'm usually doing them.
Even food. If you need food, like we have lots of
Yeah,
people who
food
do
too.
all kinds of goodies, so let us know. Cavs bring food
Oh.
every week just for us.
So I don't have this is Cariana. I don't have an herbalist or any way to sort of really farm mats for elixirs. I usually just buy mine off the auction house, 10 minutes before raid. If we want to keep stuff in the guild, who am I buying herbs off of?
You can request it
Or
on tab. Diplomatic.
okay.
Yeah, just buy it from the guild. It'll overall net you less money that you're putting out because now that money's staying in the guild instead of you putting it on the auction house.
Can I make a suggestion about maybe taking up fishing? Because people need night fin soup. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and
if you
there's a
don't have
few other
herbalism, you
that
can go
do
fish.
that. Yeah, and Kari, I'll tell you, that's
a good idea.
your exact comment is to do this because there are some people that I know that don't have necessarily gathering professions. So this means now I get to help you by allowing you to get your raid stuff at a cheaper and set price. And I don't feel like, and some of the other herbalists don't feel like we're always the ones that are giving to the guild. Does that make sense?
It does. I've never because whenever I've raided, I've never really. I don't ever ask for anything. People give me stuff, and I've been given stuff before, but I generally I just bring my own stuff because I think that's just expected of a raider. So, but if we're doing something in the guild, then I'd rather do that for the guild, basically.
Can I
Yeah,
just
no, I
promote
get
you
you.
like twice?
I mean, you can.
Oh shit! There's a
You are the only one of the few.
You can do it to anybody.
There's a button.
we don't have like a super dragoon rank.
I told you we need one. You don't listen.
That's
where'd Lexi go?
really
Lexi said she had a question too.
I've answered it. I'll discuss them later.
Okay.
But I think we're good. But yeah, so Kari, like I said, that's really why I was thinking about doing this, was for those who need that extra bone.
Yo, I'm tired of fucking buying like shit from Shaunis's alts and not realizing. I'm so fucking over that.
Yeah, I've
At
had some
markup
people buy
prices.
from my alts as well.
Oh my god. Fucking gouging my poor wallet.
Buys my shit and then resells it.
All right. My wife's giving me the look. If there are any other questions, use Guild Chat in Discord, just in case people aren't on.
I got nothing else, boss. I'll just get to work on my warrior to get him up so I can start supplying potions and stuff to the guild.
Yeah, and this is the same for me. Like, I'm lazy, but I gotta stick to at least farming something. Either
That's how I ended up a guild.
arcane
That's how I ended
crystals.
up an officer in a horde guild one time. I was just the only guy supplying the guild's entire potion supply.
Ew, but that's how you get burnt out.
I was a horde druid. I was flying around going dungeon to dungeon. I'd farm. Spent 2 weeks hiding from a guild because I got the high-end herb they were looking for.
Is that it, sis?
I think so, baby.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go down a channel. Seems Nature Time and Stabatha are running live strat side to try to get flask recipes. I'm gonna help them out. So if anybody wants to do that, we'll be down there. Rest of you have a good night.
All right.
Yeah, homies.
Anybody
Don't tell
else?
anybody about our secret spot.
I'm just going to tell Brianna about the secret spot.
Tell anybody.
She plays as my little. She's in the guild. She should know where we hide.
Carrie.
Crap.
Carrie, you coming? You still gonna do it, or what we doing? Doing that D&D?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
God,
can
yeah.
do that.
You guys are D&D in? Oh shit.
We have like 2 hours, so let's do it.
Man, I want to play D&D.
Join
All right.
us. We actually have room.
Thank you guys for participating, coming to the secret spot. I appreciate you all.
Have a good
May we
night.
have many, many glorious raids to come.
And may your D&D not get you killed.
Hopefully. Thanks, man. Have a good night, y'all. Oh, we're just already down here. Look at you. What's up, man?
Great to meet you.
Oh,
Be
I'm
good.
kind of excited.
Yeah, I'm ready to blast some people. Wait, did we get to rest?
Hey,
I don't remember if we rested.
you guys got to rest. You were very lucky.
Oh, yeah. I'm back to full, baby. Well, I have to, like, calculate my charges on the staff. I think it's 2d4 or
I think,
something.
yeah, you get a set amount. I think there's a bit of confusion on if I'm running or if Ark's running.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just not sure. I'm obviously ready. I think Ark said he was good to do his if we didn't mind not having visuals. So.
I think he was being sarcastic. But,
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think he was like, y'all can play if you don't want visuals. You know, like. He probably
Gotcha.
means it. Like, if we say we want to, he'd probably do it.
I mean, D&D is theater of the mind anyway.
I'm just gonna drag him here. Ark. Hello. Are you gonna run yours tonight, or is Carrie gonna run his? He's AFK, isn't he?
Seems that way.
Entirely possible.
I'm gonna pull up tabletop in the meantime. I don't know which game I'm going into, but I'm pulling it up. Get my character sheet ready. I like your campaign because I get to blast shit. In the other one, I'm a diviner. Like, what the fuck? I can cast detect magic twice. Yes. It's awesome.
That is the problem with 3.0. You're pretty weak as a caster.
I mean, later on.
Yeah.
Later on, I'll be badass. There's more flexibility, I feel. Like, I can do more in 3.5, like, utility-wise.
Oh, you absolutely can. 100. There's so many more choices than in 5th edition.
The thing is, you can definitely do more, but you can destroy your own character way more in 3.0 than you can in 5.
Yeah.
I can see that. And that's just me from my new perspective. But this has inspired me, like your 5e campaign has inspired me to make my own. Just, it'll take a long time to do it, but
5e's fun. It's a lot easier to do.
yeah, because of that is why I'm invited. It's like, you know, like I would never have been into coding unless, I'm still not, but I'm just saying, like, you know, there are programs out there now that make it so much easier. Like it's, I think there's a game that you can actually play and learn to code.
All right, so I figured out a way to fix the